expertise across all the chain, that we can service in the industry. But of course, maybe you can say focus has been always on the technical when you are talking of graduate trainees, for example, because mostly 80% of our operations, or maybe 90% of our operations, is relying on those kind of skills. And we have taken very proactive measures in making sure we are able to attract, the right. By the way, I want to speak for only 3 minutes more because my colleague that I will introduce will also speak. So let me not eat into his time. So now, yeah, so some of our programs are designed, to attract talents like this. But again, in an organization, of course, we have an accounting, we have accounts section, we have what's it called? We have support functions. I will call it support functions. Most things are not necessarily engineers for sure. Like I was saying when I started, I did chemical engineering, but what I'm doing more now is power and energy. So we are also able to put in a lot of training to make sure that you fit into what you do, into what we do. And if you have also checked Watsila online, you will see that we're now, I think, among the first 100 companies, in the world. It's not easy to be like that. Check it out, among the first 100 companies in the world. So I would say if you are interested to be in the power sector, to be in the energy sector, then I think Watila is the right place to be because we are manufacturing solutions, engines that others are, using to provide solutions, to solve problems, Yeah. So that said, I would like to introduce my colleague here. I hope I'm not taking over the show. Okay. I would want to introduce my colleague here. I have two colleagues with me, our HR happiness Apan. Please raise your hand. Say hello. Yeah, yeah. It's not just to clap for him, reach out to him at some point, ask some questions. Now, I also have with me here Eugene Uso. Eugene Uso, now it's special, it's very special for me to introduce him because I remember it was one of these forums that we have attended as Watsila and to attract talents. And he has participated in it. And then he and a couple of people have been shortlisted. I think this actually happened in Yabate. And he will say more about his experience. And today, he has come into the system. He has gone through how many weeks or months training? He will tell you by himself. But I'm happy to say that as of today, it's a Watsila employee. Not just a Watsila employee, it's a super employee. He's doing quite a lot. This talent was taken, out, from people like participating in some of these events. So we are not just coming out to, to make it a show. We are actually making results out of it. So on that note, I don't steal the show. I ask you to ask him to talk. Okay, then with his permission, then I give the mic to Eugene.
Please, just permit me to stand up. My organs, I can see that. Okay, good morning, everyone. Great Nigerian students. Great Nigerian students. Yeah, that's how we roll. My name is Eugene also. And as you can see on that screen, service technician. That means field service technician in mechanical working for Wazima. I did not start from there. Sometime last year, I was actually looking for a job. And then an NGO came around. They collaborated with Wazilla. We went through the aptitude test, the screen and everything. And they took a chance on us. I cannot say we deserve, just like the boss here said. It's not about your technical ability at the moment, but you having some, well, I call it soft skills, the teachability, the ability to learn, the ability to adapt. That's what sets you apart. Because for me, we came in like about 100 of us. We are actually two people that we are assigned to Auxilla, but I happens to be the only one still there. It's all about understanding the stage you are at a particular time. Knowledge in this stage is not a stage that you come to earn, but rather a stage for you to learn. And if you understand that, it will guide you in making your decision. So you don't make your decision based on the company that you can pay you more at that moment. You make your decision based on where you can learn more. Because your graduate training stage is actually your seed stage. Having been in Mozilla, I'm not up to 2 years in Mozilla, but I've moved to positions. My graduate training is supposed to be at least 12 months, but mine was 3 months. Because an opportunity, a role opened up, and I applied. Having shown some zeal and hostility in the job, someone took a chance on me. And I put it upon myself not to disappoint that person. So that even those coming behind me, like I will not call my fellow students, like students here, so that when somebody else heard about me, he can also take a chance on another person. And today, Wazila and I myself, we are not regretting it. So I will employ each and every one of you here. Please, let the focus be on the soft skill, how you communicate, your ability to work as a team. I know in school, most of us have that mentality, I have to do it by myself. You have to be better than the next person still. But when you come to a workplace, it's all about collaboration. You will find yourself in team that of different background, maybe different tribe. So having that ability to work together as they achieve the goal, it matters a lot. And also, please be mindful of what you put online. I will say that and I will say it again. We are young people. It's easy for us. When you went to party, to club, you post it online. Today's HR, the first thing they do, I think someone from here chatted me up when I was on, hey, he saw my name. I think he went online, we were able to get my details. But eventually he sees something that is not aligned to who I am. I don't know if he will still be sitting down here. So what you put online matters a lot. The first thing people do these days, once you introduce yourself, your first name and your last name, is they check you up on Google. If they check you up on Google, what are they going to see? I know you have your life. You can go to party, you can go to club, but everybody does not have to see that. Let it be what you're projecting to the world is who you are or where you intend to be. Be very careful what you put online. And also, I will encourage each and every one of us here, if you have not created an account on LinkedIn, please do so. That's the professional network. Many opportunities are on their platform. You need to be there. And once you're there, try and be of value to yourself and to everybody on that platform. You may not have a lot to offer at this stage, but you can learn a lot. I believe everyone here on LinkedIn, you can cite it out. You can learn from their profile, the certification they have gotten, how they have moved from one position to another. They know that there's a saying that says that a horse that's about to start moving will first of all look at the one that's already moving, be able to learn how to put your steps. So this is your learning stage. I repeat that again. This is your learning stage. Government training is a place you come to learn. It's not a place you come to earn. It's a seed stage. Harvest will come. If you plant a good seed, the harvest will be good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Eugene and Mr. Wale, for that very good insight into Watsila. So yeah, I'm going to take it off from the part where he said this is a phase where we all have to learn, where we all have to gather some good soft skills that would then help us get the opportunities we seek. So following up, I wanted to know, so your graduate trainee programs and initiatives, what is the structure like in your firm? I'm going to start with Mr. Emmanuel, what is the structure and how do you foster the learning activity at Genesis?
Okay, thank you very much. The structure basically is a 6-month program. But like he said, it was a 6-month program, and in 3 months, he was integrated into the workforce. So yeah, that can also happen. And it cuts across technical skills. We also currently in Abuja, I know of 3 graduate trainees who are in the accounting department. So what I understand, we understand what is happening in Nigeria right now, where you have a lot of brain drain. People are leaving the country, and so we're trying to prepare also for succession. We're trying to train these people, and what we require from each graduate trainee is just to have the mindset of growth, positive attitude. And so we have a structure where when you come in, we teach you all about energy. Whether you're in the legal, whether you come in as a legal graduate trainee, whether you come in as an accountant, whether you come in as an engineer, we have a structure where we first and foremost teach you what energy sector is all about. It's important for you to understand the sector that you're operating in. Also, we teach you, we open the opportunities to you, because sometimes we've had engineers coming and they ended up managing our branding and communications team. So I have a particular guy right now. Anything you see Genesis right now, he's involved in it. He came in as an engineer. So when that opportunity was open, he said he had the skill. This is what he was doing in school. So he had a skill where he was a graphic designer. He was passionate about communication. He was passionate about all of those graphic things. And we gave him the opportunity. And he had to switch or shift from an engineer to a graphics person. And he's earning more. So that is what the structure is all about. First, we give you an oversight about what the energy sector is. Secondly, we try as much as possible to train you on the soft skills that you would require to survive. Soft skills are generic skills. Everybody should have them. Whether you are in whatever sector you are, everybody should have soft skills. And after which, we begin to take you technical. So we also try as much as possible to find your area of interest. I know some people did not choose the course chose them. It happens. Even me, the course I read in as an undergraduate chose me. I didn't choose it. So it happens. And when you come into that space, we try as much as possible to take advantage of the skills that you have, and we position you where we think you can function well. And after the 6 months, we do an assessment. If we think we need to extend for you, fine. If we think the relationship is not working truthfully, at least you have gathered a skill that probably will help you wherever you're going to. And if we feel that you are somebody we want to continue the relationship with, we give you an opportunity to, be absorbed into the workforce, and we do another 6 months. So that's how it is. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for that insight, Mr. Emmanuel. Please, can you clap for him? Thank you. Okay, I would like to extend the same question to Mr. Wale. So the question is, what is the structure of your graduate trainee program, and how are you trying to help the trainees learn as much as they can?
Sorry, how we are doing what?
How you are trying to help the trainees to learn as much as they can? What initiatives are available?
Okay. Now speaking to the structure. So because Watsila, it's like I said earlier, it's global, and we Yes, we have a global structure to training, but when it comes to different countries, there are different cultures. A lot of things are taken into consideration. But I'm not sure that we set out every year. Yes, despite the fact that we have a plan that we're recruiting, we're attracting talent, but I'm not sure that we are setting out every year for this to recruit. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can be wrong, of course. Correct me, HR. Yeah. So, but I think there's a conscious effort that we're attracting, but it also depends on the needs of the business. You are not going to recruit if the business does not have the space to take it in, you know. So it depends on the need of the business, Like this year, for example, now I knew we did about 19 graduate trainees already, did assessment. How is the assessment done? People, the normal process of making it open. We're very transparent. Send it out by different channels, LinkedIn, and people can submit their application. Then it is treated internally by what we call our people support or group of HR personnel. And thereafter, shortlisted candidates, I think, are assessed by an outsourced firm. There's a lot of firms that are doing this kind of aptitude test and whatever you call it. They conduct the aptitude test for us based on the criteria that we have agreed. They should tell us these are the ones that have met the different cutoff, and from there they come over for interview, and based on the criteria also that we have set, then we're able to select the numbers that we target. And for graduate training, for example, I cannot, overemphasize that, yeah, you are not a disadvantage that you don't have experience. The experience is not what we are looking for. What we are looking for is the basics, First, the basics, the qualification is there. Then, attitude is there. Attitude and aptitude for sure. Those are key things, and soft skills, those are key things that really, really matter. So, when we were in school in those days, we were taught that, yeah, just read hard, eh? When you get first class or 2-1, companies are looking for you. My friend, reality is different from, what's it called? Ideal is different from reality. Oh. Yes, please do, by all means, do. Because it also gives you an edge immediately. At least it allows you to be called. So it's not a waste. But things have become so competitive now. So you have to give yourself that edge. Please try as much as possible. Try and get the grade. But like I said, when they sent to us in those days, okay, yeah, first class, you will go through this basic process. You will go through it. So please don't carry on your head alone that I have this 2-1 of first class. Some other things matter to it, that you have to bring along. Because you have to be able to work, in a team. You have to be able to see other people. You have to be able to look at it. There's what you call diversity now. You are working in a group that people come from different backgrounds, people come from different culture. Whatever, it's you have a group of other people from other what you call other countries, expats, and you also can be exposed that you're also working outside Nigeria, you can be on job rotation. So it's not about that, yeah, you're expert, academic alone. So please take note of these things that we say. I think some of us don't even have this opportunity to hear this when we were in school. So, and that's why I'm happy to participate in this, because first I come to my alma mater, that's what they call it, yes, alma mater. Yes, I had the chance. So I have to be able to say it, this opportunity that we don't have that time. I think it's good that I have the chance to be able to say it. Please, on the 2-1, on the good CGP that you have, please add these soft skills to it. That will really, at least for us in Watila, that will go a long way, when you are coming in. And how do Watila help the employees? I mean, everything is on the ground to help, structured, everything that we don't expect you to come in as experts, but we provide every structure for you to learn. The key thing is that you must be open to learn. You must be able to, and we provide all those kind of environments. There's no, as much as possible. We are calling ourselves first name. I think it's time to over respect in saying, okay. So we're all colleagues. So when you come in today, you are a colleague. You are my colleague. So we make the environment, as open, as transparent as possible. And I mean, how better can it be? So, um, so what I would say is that I think for those that have the, for those that have the, for those that aspire to be in the energy industry, for those that aspire to contribute to shaping the world, for good, I think Watila is a place to be. So, and it will be great at some point one day when somebody is able to recognize me and said, I saw you, we meet already and you become a colleague. We really look forward to that kind of day. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wale. Okay, just before you add, Mr. Emmanuel, so we have another partner that just joined us. So we have Husk Power Systems, and they're also going to share with us their graduate opportunity just before we then go back to those we have here. So do we have the representative from Husk Power Systems? Okay. So they'll have a presentation. Just before they do that, we'd like to thank Mr. Emmanuel Yusuf. Mr. Emmanuel Yusuf has something he's going to just quickly tell us after. So I'm going to call him back up. But I want to thank Mr. Emmanuel Yusuf. I want to thank Mr. Wale Yusuf and Mr. Eugene also.
Yeah, by the way, we have to find out if we have some great grandfather connecting us somehow. Okay, great. So happy to be here this morning. Thank you very much, and I wish all of you the best.
Okay, so what I just wanted to add was not everybody would have an opportunity to be enrolled or enlisted in the graduate training program. I remember 2 weeks ago, I interviewed somebody who applied as a plant officer, and the person didn't have any experience, and the person was not making efforts to having any. I would advise, if you're a technical person, it's always good, even if you don't have the opportunity to be in any graduate training program, you can walk up to organizations and say, I like to intern for you, even if it's for free. That way, what you have learned theoretically, if you go to these places, you would have the technical skills that you need. And when you have an opportunity to be interviewed, you'll be able to offer something. The guy could not answer one question, and that was very bad. So please, if you're an engineer, walk up to an engineering organization, talk to them and say, I know you don't have an opportunity for a graduate training program, but I like to offer myself free of charge. And I'm sure if they have sense, they would sort of support you, even if it's transport or something. And that way, it's an opportunity for you to learn technically some of the things that you will need that will help you in your career pursuits. And one last thing, I said I was going to, we're going to put an advert on the Beyond platform. But if you're interested in graduate training program, just send, can I call an email? Okay. Yes, I have a session. I should do it then. Yeah, I should do it then. It's just careers. All right, so I'll do it then. But you can see me. You can see me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. And also bear in mind that we also have questions for the audience as well.
Take a leaf out of this guy's book. If somebody gives you an inch, take a mile. That's how you get places in life. I love it. Over to you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Simon. So we'll just continue this, and please bear in mind that you also have questions to ask all the representing companies just after we have this brief talk. So I have the pleasure of inviting Mrs. Antonia Greg, the Assistant Manager, HR and Admin, Post Power System. Please, can you clap for her? Okay, so she has a presentation for us. So please, let's watch.
It's great having you all here. And for most Power Systems, I'd like to talk about our sustainable recruitment plans. Before I dive into the presentation, I would like to say or ask this simple question. How many of us here, when we were growing up in our community, we had issues of electricity, probably in our rural community? I know some didn't even have electricity at all. Why some had electricity? How many of us here had that experience? Okay. So us Power Systems, I'll just go into what we are and our background and what we're doing in Nigeria, in Africa, and Asia. Us Power Systems, our goal is to provide electricity to rural communities, rural electrification, those communities that are underserved or not even served at all. So that's our goal. And presently, we have 200 mini grids across Asia and Nigeria. We're expanding into some other African countries between now 2023 and 2024. Precisely in Nasarawa State now, we have 12 communities where we have powered. So what do? We design microgrids. We provide mini grids to rural communities through solar and then biomass. That's what we do. In Nigeria specifically, we've done solar systems across, and we'll be able to power 50,000 people, over 50,000 people in Nigeria alone. And our goal is to be able to power 500 people, covering both household, MSMEs, and likes by 2030. This is who we are. On the other side, we also provide additional services like we call them EEDs. An EED is called efficient devices, and such as we have TVs, we have generating sets like sockets, we have freezers, etc. that are energy saving. So we provide that on the other side, and on the other side also we do what we call the C&I, commercial industry. And so what we do in that angle is that we provide engineering services, we provide procurement services and installation for big companies, commercial companies, and the likes. I'd like to talk a bit of our values so that you can bring me into what our internship program is into, and then what we're looking for to guide you. For us Power Systems, we believe that honesty and integrity is very key for us. Dealing with you, you should be trustworthy. I should trust you. You should trust me. So if I say to you, when I come to power your community and I say to you that I'm going to give you 23 uninterrupted power supply, then that commitment must be achieved. That is our goal. Also, we have a value or a culture around fail fast, learn faster. We encourage you to fail. We are not saying fail, you should always fail, but we say that you should not be scared. And it means that when you come into our system through this graduate program, we give you the opportunity, whether you have the experience or you do not have the experience, we give you or provide you the opportunity to learn, to fail, pick from the lessons and then improve it. And so that's part of our values. And we also have what we call quality and safety. Of course, safety is very key for us. Quality is also key for us. This is what we do. If you cannot provide us with, well, if we cannot give you the best, then there is nothing we are doing. So the best and nothing but the best for us. And also we have what we call excellence as an attitude. We believe that whatever it is, there is nothing called impossible. So when you're coming into our system, we don't want you to come into our system and then come with an attitude of I cannot do it. We believe you can do it. It takes you learning on the job. It takes you your commitment, and then that builds and enables you to be able to learn. We also have this strong culture of we is greater than I. So we believe that together we can achieve success. So when you come into a system, you're not coming in as an individual. You're coming into an organization that welcomes you, an environment that allows you to work with a family. So it's a family, us is a family where you are able to learn. You can express yourself. You can come up with your ideas. Your ideas are whether it is done at that moment or not, we welcome you. And so to go into the internship program, I would say that what we are looking for, we have 3 stages of the internship for Spire Systems. We have the one we call the undergraduate or the sideways internship. We have the NYSC, which is also called the fresh graduates, and then we have the graduates or postgraduate internship. So for the NYS, the graduate sideways internship, it's usually a 6 month. This is focused on non-technical roles. For instance, it could be law, it could be accounting, it could be um, human resource, whatever, but non-technical roles, and we want to have in your system. So whether this is an opportunity for you to come, learn during your service period of 6 months, you're able to gain experience, and then we also have this to put in our pipeline. So when we put in our pipeline, when you round up your program, you can also come back to us, and then we can have you when we have an open role into the system. So it enables you to learn within our system. For the NYSC and fresh graduates program, it's a duration of 1 year. We are all aware that NYSC is a 1 year program. And so we allow you to come into our system. This is not subject to any department. It could be technical or not technical. In the system, we have various departments. We have for instance, the engineering department, we have project and installation department, we have operations, we have mini grids department, we have marketing and communications, we have HR department, and etc. So you are able to come into the system during this period. The good part is during this period of internship, you can rotate within the system. So we give you the opportunity to rotate within the systems. For instance, you come in under the engineering department, and under the first 2 months, we ask you because we do evaluation to see how you're learning. The goal is we know that the first 1 to 2 years of your career, we understand that we do not have a career path yet until you are able to probably test 1 or 2, and then that guides you to know this is where I want to be. This is this is the area I want to move ahead with. And so we give you the opportunity to be able to come into our system, rotate within the department, and then you can be able to come to us and say, I think I have my strong skill or my strong strength is in this area, and I would like to further there. And then we can mentor you to that. Also for the graduate program, we know that some of us have 1 year experience within the system from one company or the other. You are welcome into the system. Probably you have completed the NYSC program. You can also come into the system. This is what the graduate program is, and it's also for 1 year. Eligibility, none of our graduate programs have age range. We do not, we are not concerned about your age. So whether you are young, whether you are old, we welcome you into the system. The goal is to enable you to learn. The goal is to enable you to improve, to be able to determine your career path and grow with us as we provide sustainable solutions to Africa and Asia. That is our goal. And so what we offer from our internship program, we give you the opportunity to learn firsthand now from experts within the industry. We give you also the opportunity to join a network of ex-professionals within the clean energy industry. We also give you the opportunity to work on projects. So when you come into our system, we give you specific projects to undo because we want to see how you have learned over the period of 1 year or 6 months and what you can bring. So we give you specific projects to measure the impact of what we have done to you and see how you're able to learn into the system. We also give you the opportunity for continuous training. Training, I can't overemphasize what training is. So training is important. Whether you have 10 years of experience, it is important that you keep learning. And so training is one of the opportunities we give you. Also the opportunity to work in a diverse environment. So Oxford System is a global company. And so we have our branches. One we have in India, we have various branches in India. We also have our headquarters is in the US, and so we have also one of our branch in Mauritius. So you have opportunity to work within within the multi-diverse environment. So you interact not just with the Nigerian team, you interact with experts from the global perspective. And also for the internship program, this is done on a rolling basis. For SciWest, we do that twice in a year. We do that June, and then we do that towards December and slash January of every year. For other programs, NYSC and the graduate program, it is done on a year across the year. So we do not have a specific time, but as much as we keep it open, and then we welcome you to our system. In terms of our internship, also again, our application process is very simple. We have 4 stages of application process. The first one is if you want to join us to create sustainable solutions through identification, we welcome you. And so what you can do is to send in your CV to careers@oxfordsystems.com. You can also send your CV to info@oxfordsystems.com. You can also reach out to us on LinkedIn. You can reach out to us on LinkedIn, and then we'll be glad to take it up from there. And so from the application process, we review your CV, and then we invite you to partake in our assessment centers. Now, on the assessment centers, we do aptitude tests. Aptitude tests enables us to identify your ability to handle stats and your reasoning level, and then able to also enables us to identify where you fit in. So you might not even know where you fit in, but when you come in from this assessment, we are able to identify where you fit in and be able to place you at the right place and at the right time where you can learn. Our situational test talks about we give you questions that are situational and then ask you. It enables us to understand your behavior. That's what it is about. And personality test enables us to identify what is the passion, what is that thing that drives you to success, so that we, on the other part of the company, can know how we can support you when you come into our system. So this assessment, there are things that we allow you to do. And so from the assessment stage, you move into the interview stage. Pretty simple. The interview stage is just 2 stages. You have one with the HR, and then you have one with the department head where you're going into. And so having that with the department head enables you to hear firsthand from them, where you can understand what their department is into, what they do, how they operate, and then that helps you to be able to see if that is the right fit for you. And so we move into the offer stage, and then we offer you our internship program. A good part of our internship program is that we also give you key metrics when you come in. Key metrics to be able to measure you on a 3-month, on a monthly basis. So before you even come in at the offer stage, we do something we call an engagement. The engagement calls you where we talk to you about the department you're coming in. We let you know about the team that you're going to relate with. We also allow you to learn from, we explain what the metrics are. It's very simple metrics. If it's a 1 month metrics, 30 days, we highlight the key metrics. It's always 3, so that you know that these are the key things you're doing. The next 30 days, these are the next things you're doing, and so on. I would say that Oxford Systems is a great place to work. And if you are willing, if you are open to creating sustainability, if you want to ensure that or you want to join our goal or our vision of providing solutions, smart solutions and sustainability across the rural communities to power them. See, it's good that we all have power here, but there are communities that do not even that do not even know about power. So it's a good thing. If you want to join us, we welcome you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. Antonia. So I want to make this more open. And remember that when we started the session, it was going to be an open discussion. You have the opportunity to ask your questions first and get answers from the partner. So if you have any question, can you kindly signify? And I really want people to ask questions. I mean, we all want jobs. Yeah, I want job.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you. I didn't quite catch the name, but thank you for an awesome session. I want to ask a question from the perspective of an outsider now, not someone from inside. So in one of your core principles or beliefs, you said on the slides that there's something called frugal innovation. So, and from, like I said, an outsider's perspective, we all know how expensive some of these services can be, which is one of the reasons why sustainability has not been achieved in terms of green energy and sustainable alternatives. So I want to ask, does Ox Power put this into consideration when you're factoring, because I know low input, then maximum output, right? So you put into consideration the receiving end of the consumers, factor in that these things have to be accessible, because one of the reasons why people would not go for a solar panel today is because it's very expensive. So I want to know if in your design and your model of sustainability, you have this factor in. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, we do that. Presently, we offer the lowest levelized cost of energy across all the communities where we serve. Of course, we understand that it's rural communities. I will not build someone within the urban community the same way I will build them, because I know that. So the goal is, as much as we want to provide power, right? Every company also wants to make profit. Yes, we also want to make profit, but the goal is that we want to encourage sustainability. We want to uplift the community, and so we are not just our goal is not just to provide the power because we want to make profits, but also to uplift them. And so in that area, one of the things that we do is that when we go into a community, say for instance, we are in Broom in Nasarawa State, and in Broom Nasarawa State, one of the things that we do is that every hand we use within that community, like our sales team, our technical team, we ensure that we employ them within the community. Whether they have the knowledge or they do not have knowledge, we gladly train them. So we train them over a period of a year, and then we employ them, and then now we give them, of course, they are salary earners. So we pay them on salaries. They also have some other bonuses, some other etc. So our goal is, with power, we make profits. At the same time, we are providing sustainable solution for the community. We are ensuring that the community is lifted.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I'll take another question. Who else has a question to ask?
All right, thank you for your session. My name is Franklin. I would like to ask, are you open to collaborations with other power energy sectors to build mini grids? Are you open to collaborations with other energy private sectors, right, to build more mini grids? If yes, what's your model for MOUs and the likes? Then again, for your internship programs, I want to give a scenario. If you have someone who's playing somewhere different from the energy space, right, and he has an interest in the energy space, can he be part of the internship program, perhaps remotely, since he doesn't want to quit his job completely, right? So do you have that supervision? Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Okay, let me start with the last one. Yes, if you do not have experience in the energy space and you want to learn or you want to partake in the graduate opportunities, you can put in your applications because you have interest. So the goal is young talents, young professionals who have interest in the energy space. So Whether you have experience or not, you're welcome. We are glad to train you through the process. So it's open to you. Remote. Yes, we have previously considered things like that. So yes, it's something we are open to also. And then the other question in terms of collaboration, yes, we are open to collaboration. Presently, we have our partners, some of our partners that we have collaborated with. Um, I would say that yes, we are open to collaboration. Also, we just started something called the IMGs, interconnected mini grids. Just like the first speaker when I came in from Sarah Group mentioned, collaboration with discos. Now we already have that already in line with the Nasarawa State government to provide interconnected mini grids, so it can go to largest parts of people or communities so that they can be powered. So things like that, yes, we are open to collaboration.
Okay, you have one more question. All right.
So thank you for, okay, fine. Yeah. Thank you for mentioning the earlier speaker about the collaboration thing with discourse and likes. I want to ask, what's your strength with research and development as a company? Your strength. What investment have you made over the years into research and development?
That my our strength over the years. Our strength.
Into research and development. Research.
Oh, okay. Um, I would say that we are very keen on that, and research is you can't go into this sector without going into research. You want to explore, you want to see that look at things around what is the industry been saying. You want to see things around what kind of AI tools can we use to improve our sector. You want to see things around what other communities or environments can we explore and ensure that we provide such rural electrification across. As of 2021, we were in Tanzania before the government policy came, and we were unable to, we had to exit because the government now took over and wanted to power the communities. And so, research is very key. And on that part, we partner with some energy sectors. For instance, Next Billion, for instance, Sun Connect. They are partners where we partner with them to also carry out research. Shortlist is one of our partners also, where we try to do research to ensure that we are in line with what the energy sector is saying globally, not just within the African sector. So it's very key for us. Also, we are trying to move into AI now to see things that we can use, tools that we can use, softwares that we can use to improve our services to the communities.
Thank you. I hope it answered your question. Okay, thank you so much for that. So I'd like perhaps a lady to ask a question. I mean, you have a lady there, and maybe we can have a lady. All right, awesome. I see one.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Margaret Arab. So my question is for those who are not in the technical field. I believe that it's one thing to show interest and get your foot in the door for an interview. But during the interview stages, would you say that there are common questions that are asked to those who are not in the technical field? And how could, particularly let's say those in the legal space, how do they best prepare themselves for common questions that would come up in that stage? Thank you.
Very much. Yes. So each assessment centers they are keen to or designed to the different levels. So if you're coming from a non-technical background, the kind of assessment you will get will be tilted towards that line. If you're coming from a technical background, the kind of assessment you will get is tilted towards that line. And also, what we do before we give you the assessment, we give you like an hint through our emails coming to you to say, and then some practice questions to guide you so that it gives an idea of what you're going to do.
Yes, so thank you so much.
I would like to
Okay.
call my colleague who joined us through this graduate program to share a success story briefly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just briefly, we'll have the colleague from Hotspur Systems, perhaps 3 minutes to share her testimonial on the graduate training process. Thank you so much. Please come up. Can you give her a round of applause?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Celia Apu, and I work as a GIS analyst. So before I give my story, how many people have heard of GIS or Geographic Information System or know about that? Okay, so yes, I do GIS, and what I do in renewable energy. Okay, first and foremost, I joined Power, and can you all hear me? Oh, yeah, great. So I joined Power in 2021, and Power, I working with Power in renewable energy. I was one of those people who would think if you tell me solar or solar, I would always think rechargeable lanterns, and that's all. So, but coming into joining Power gave me the opportunity to know that solar is beyond our rechargeable lanterns. That you can actually power a community of over 1,000 people with solar. Now, this is how, when I joined Power, I've had the privilege to go around different departments. My HR made mention of what we call the EPC, that's engineering, procurement, and construction, and also what we call the CNI. Now, I came from a land administration sector. Coming into the renewable energy, it was a little bit crazy. Everybody had an idea what was going on there. And I was a little bit on the fence because I had no idea what it was. But being in the company for 2 years, with Horsepower, gave me the opportunity to know a lot. I can talk about the productive use of energy. If you talk about the clean cooking, I can also say something. If you talk about the EPC or the CNI, if you talk about the regulations, there are different aspects to the energy sector. So because most people, when they think renewable energy sector, they just think about the technical aspect, going to deploy or in the communities. But there's more to that. There are people who do not go to the field. I, for one, as a GIS analyst, I sit in my office, I look for sites, I am responsible for looking for the sites to construct. I do a suitability analysis to know, are these sites viable enough? As my HR said, in as much as we want to provide solutions to these communities, we also, the CEO also invests money into that. So there's need for return of investment. So I have to look for sites that are viable. And then I can tell you that with my experience in the renewable energy sector, if you're somebody who loves to impact in humanity, I'm telling you, it's a great field to be in. Because I get to design the transmission and distribution network, how these poles will be moved from the generation side down into the communities. And then going to the field, and when this community has been powered, seeing what you did and how it's impacting lives is very fulfilling. And also to add to that, I can tell you that some of our communities that we've powered in Nasarawa, because we have about 12 mini grids in Nasarawa State, I can tell you that the communities we've powered, we did not only power them, but we've brought in solutions to help their economy. Now, some of the solutions that we've brought is we have 2 communities in Nasarawa that we have built a cold room for them. So these people usually, there's a community that cuts cows, like 2 cows every day. And if they don't sell that, imagine what happens to the meat. So we have a cold room where if you don't sell all your produce, you can always keep it in the cold room, weigh it, put it there. Tomorrow you bring it out and sell. That way you're not running at a loss. So also one of the cold rooms has a side where you keep your vegetables. And you can see that people were not running into wastage because we all know that we're getting to this part where we have to look for ways to make our agricultural produce very sustainable. So Horsepower has given me a lot of platform. I do community engagements. So I go to these communities, I interact. I have done, in fact, I have rotated units. I have rotated the sales team where we sell the energy to the people. You have a client who is paying on a tariff of, let's say, 10,000 naira. And tomorrow he tells you, oh, I don't want to pay 10,000 naira again. Downgrade me to, let's say, a 4-5 tariff. And this is somebody that has a freezer somebody that has a fan, he has a socket that he charges. I mean, a lot of appliances for the technical people connected. How do you downgrade him to a 4,000? You know that definitely it will not carry him. The wattage he will get will not power him. So this kind of person, you have to know how to do the community engagement, to talk to this person and sell the power and make him understand that this is the required energy you need. And then we've also had great testimonies of people who were just there in the community. She made mention of EEDs that we sell. So these communities, it will blow your mind to know that they have deep freezers, but these deep freezers are connected to ACs. So for people who are in the engineering aspect, you know how much energy that will draw. So these people, we sell them EEDs, energy efficient devices that will help them. These readings work well, but they don't zap enough of energy. And then you teach them on how to use these devices so that they know how to use their energies well. So I had a testimony from someone who, during the day, he puts 25 bags of pure water and it sells out all through that day, you know. So, and they will tell you, I'm really enjoying this power, I love it, and all that. I mean, every community, you have people who are against stuff and you have people who are good, but the testimonies are very good. And I'll tell you that horsepower gives you the platform to learn. I came as a GIS analyst and I've grown up the ladder. And I can tell you that I can speak on different aspects, energy sales. I'm in the marketing team now as a GIS analyst as well. So I do go to market plan and stuff like that. So it will give you the platform to learn everything. And I can boldly tell you that when you talk about the renewable energy sector, there's no aspect I do not have any contribution. So horsepower is a very great, very great.
Amazing,
company. And we look forward to
amazing.
having whoever has the passion to learn. Thank you.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Celia, for sharing your testimonials with Horsepower. Thank you so much, Mrs. Antonia, for the insightful session on your graduate recruitment and opportunities at Horsepower. Do bear in mind that EnergyNet, this event is also happening live in Nairobi, in Cairo, and also here in Lagos. Just so you know, this is pretty big event. So you're part of the big community right now. So we have with us our friends from Sahara Group. So Sahara is here. They are going to be sharing their recruitment opportunity with us. Please come on the stage. Thank you so much. Please give them a round of applause. Okay, I believe we have Mrs. Ivier Temitayo, the head of employee experience, Sahara Group.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, good morning, everyone. You guys are looking very morose. What happened? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right. So thank you so much to the Youth Energy Summit for having me. It's such a privilege to talk to young minds, especially because for Sahara Group, we pride ourselves as people that really support the young generation and the youthful workforce. The Sahara Graduate Management Trainee Program has been in existence since 2008, and it only keeps getting better. And I just feel so honored to be able to have the opportunity to come and talk to you guys about the various reasons why Sahara Group should be your preferred choice of employer as you begin to think about starting off your career. So to kick off, I know we have a couple of slides and I also have a video. So is it possible for us to kick off with the video, please?
Yeah, sure. It is
All right.
possible. Please, media, can you play the video for us from Sahara Group? Just before we wait for the video, have you all been taking 1802 from these partners we brought in? If you've actually learned 1802 about the experiences and you're interested in applying, can you raise up your hands? If you are interested, like after this event, you are going to apply for an opportunity, can you raise up your hands? Okay, let's just do a little speed test, please. So how many of you have reached out to a partner, just maybe speed networking, just after they spoke? Raise up your hand. And how many of you have gotten jobs already? Raise up your hand. Somebody has gotten a job. Are you? Cheers, mates. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so do we have the video now?
Okay, so it appears that they didn't send it to the media team. I'm not sure why. So we're just going to go ahead without the video, okay? So Sahara Group is an oil and energy conglomerate. We have been in existence for 27 years and currently operate out of 42 countries within and outside of Africa. Our vision is to bring energy to life responsibly. And we're very passionate about the people that work with us. I would say that for us in Sahara, the people are what are most important than anything else. Our human assets are truly assets to us. Now, in 2008, the founders of the business decided that it was time for them to begin to develop and groom the model Saharian talent and future leaders that will be able to work globally in whatever sector and whatever industry that they found themselves. And so they became intentional about recruiting young people straight from the university, straight out of NYSC, to come into the business where they will be developed, where they will be trained, where they will be coached, and help them to begin to start up their careers such that they can eventually become future leaders of the business. And we are so proud to be able to say that we have people who joined Sahara Group in 2008. Out of 12 of them that started at that time, 11 still work in Sahara Group today and head major businesses within the company. And that is truly why the GMT program was ever put together. We wanted a situation where we could bring in young minds who would eventually become MDs of some of our subsidiaries, chief operating officers of some of our subsidiaries. And that has been the journey for the past 15 to 16 years. Now, what is most interesting about the GMT program is the intentionality about the program. Now, for us, it's not just about hiring you or going through a program. It's about the fact that we're intentional about your career when you do get retained in the business. So you come in for a GMT program for, say, 6 months to 1 year. And at the end of that period, you get hired into Sahara Group as employees or as Saharians, as we call ourselves. But just because your program has ended doesn't mean that the business has forgotten about you. No, the business is intentional about managing your careers. So one of the things that typically happens is that people who come in through the GMT program tend to make it to managerial functions within 4 years of being within the business. So your career is fast-paced and your career is accelerated. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with consulting businesses. One of the advantages of working in consulting is that you tend to learn faster than your colleagues who don't work in consulting because you are exposed to a lot of transactions at the same time in different sectors. That is exactly how Sahara Group is wired. So we have people, I'll give an example. One of the heads of our business development for our upstream business, Dr. Tosin Etomi, he studied law, came in as a GMT, and never practiced law in Sahara Group. He started in operations, went to supply chain management, has done marketing, is now heading business development. I can tell you stories of so many GMTs. A current director, Ejiro Gray, I think she was here earlier. Ejiro started her career in Sahara Group as a GMT. Fresh from university, studied law. She worked in company secretariat, worked with legal, and is currently a director in Sahara Group. So for us, when you do come in, we are consistently focused on developing your careers such that you can have a seat on any international global platform, in any sector, in any industry at any time. Now, what is the process typically? Number one is we're always looking for people that have the Sahara fire and energy. So that's why our recruitment process is not the conventional one, and we continue to revive it on an annual basis. So last year, when we were trying to recruit people, this year, we're trying to recruit 25 GMTs into the business. We started with putting out the regular recruitment ad, and we partner with a third-party organization for that. But they set a couple of assessments that people will have to go through to be shortlisted. So when you go through that stage, you get shortlisted. The shortlisted people will then be sent to Sahara Group. Now, is it okay if I stand?
It's okay, totally fine.
Okay, so we had well over 15,000 applications for the 3 weeks that we ran the advertisement. And out of those 15,000, they had to shortlist to the best 250. So imagine having to get the best 250 from 15,000 people. It also shows that for us, the stakes are high. And the reason is because once you become a Saharian, you are blood. We're not losing you. So we want to make sure we bring in the right people from the get-go. So 250 people came in for the assessment center. The assessment center ran for a week where you come in the morning and you have a series of exercises and activities that you're expected to do. Now, when we were done with that, we now shortlisted the best 70 to go to the next stage. And what did we do? We took them to our power plants to go and have physical fitness, team bonding activities. We wanted to be able to watch them in real life situations, how they worked in a team. It's one thing to set a case study. It's another thing for you to actually work in a team and collaborate within the team. We wanted to test tenacity. We wanted to test drive. We wanted to test energy. We wanted to test your grit. So we took them to the power plant. A lot of people gave up along the way because it was not an easy exercise. And out of the 70, we eventually took 40 people to be interviewed by the owners of Sahara Group. And that should tell you the intentionality and the commitment that they have made to this program. No GMT comes into Sahara if the founders do not interview you. So think about it. The founder is going to leave his schedule, fly into the country simply because he wants to meet these 40 bright minds to select their best 25. And that was exactly what happened. We had the 40 people come in and we selected our best 25 people who joined the program. And then the program started. Now, what typically happens during the program? You first of all have your classroom training that you're part of. So we have our external facilitators who come to train you on behavioral competencies and technical skills as well. So you're in classroom for about 6 weeks at our own training facility, which we have in Lekki Phase 1 in Lagos here. And then after 6 weeks, you are sent into the business to go and work in different departments. So for example, let's say Shehu is posted to Ikeja Electric to go and work there for 2 weeks. I take Folashade to our downstream business. I take someone to our aviation business. I take someone to Ghana to go and work. I take someone to Abuja to learn business development. And you continue to rotate for 3 months. So you spend 2 weeks in Ikeja Electric. I pull you out and take you to upstream, take somebody back to Ikeja Electric. You do this for a period of 3 months, and this gives you hands-on understanding of the sector. Because for us, internship is not about coming to file and to come and photocopy, it's to do the real work. So I remember in the first 3 days, some in upstream will say, "Ma, we didn't sleep last night." I say, "I don't sleep too. Welcome to the workforce." Sometimes you're called to have an impromptu meeting. They didn't give us notice. In real life, we may not give you notice. So we make sure that you go through the realities of the workspace for 3 months. And throughout this entire journey, you're being assessed every single step of the way. Someone is paying attention to you without you even knowing. And then all of a sudden you hear from me that, "Oh, your results are out." You're wondering, when did I write the exam? You were writing the exam from the moment you joined the GMT program. And so after 3 weeks of that, you come out of that, and then we would do a presentation, because we would have given every group a specific topic to go and work on. And these topics are real life situations in Sahara Group. So for example, we can say to you that we want you to give us a case study on how Sahara Group can develop a new innovation business and get a revenue of 30 billion. And we want you to give us actual facts. Don't go on Google. So I would say GMTs going in and saying, "Please, can I speak to the CFO? I need to ask him real life questions. Can I speak to the CEO? I need to engage." Why? Because your project is real to you. And after that project presentation, we'll make a decision on the GMTs to eventually hire into the business. I can tell you for free that a career at Sahara will keep you moving. The real question is, are you prepared for the journey? We are proud of who we are. I always say Sahara is not for everybody, but trust me, if you do join and become a Saharian, you will love being a Saharian. We're intentional about our people all through and through. So in 2022, when we had our GMT program, we did a GMT program in Ghana and in Nigeria at the same time. And the experience was the same. There was no story of because I'm in Ghana, it was different, and because I'm in Nigeria, it was different. No, the experience was the same. And when you do get hired into the business, we ensure that regardless of the subsidiary you are posted to, your salary is the same. So whether you're working in upstream, you're working in downstream, you're working in power, all of you that came in together are earning the salary. But guess what? The moment you get hired, your journey becomes personal to you. Because as you begin to grow, you are now working as a staff in Sahara. You are now going to be appraised based on KPI set for that role. The colleague you came into can be promoted and you will not be promoted. But let me tell you the advantage of being a GMT. We develop you for that future role we are preparing you for. You are never left high and dry. So for us, it's always a privilege to welcome young people into the business, to join us, to be able to raise future leaders and to give back to the world globally. We're going to take the video now, and then I'll take a few questions.
Yeah, so let's have the video now.
The GMT program comes with many benefits. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You're basically coming in as a blank canvas in terms of your work experience. And then you go through this experience that's quite grueling, enlightening, and then emerge this person who is now able to grow into you, into your potential, and then actualize that potential.
When I started the program, I was a novice. I had no idea of the energy sector, but now I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I'm getting there and I love doing it.
Once we met people, once we got to the assessment center, I think that I started getting a better feel for the company at that point. The interactions, I mean, the people interviewing me were tough. I was hard to read anybody of that sort. But at that point, we're having to conversate more with HR and they were giving us more information what to expect and the next. So it felt like I started feeling a bit more that I could be a part of this organization.
Sahara's Graduate Management Training Program has been set up to identify future leaders. One of the things I absolutely love about the program is the endless career opportunities and possibilities that exist within the business for young graduates and young professionals as well.
It was good on, in general, so community tasks, learning, going to different sectors, power as well, went to equity as well, before we actually went to our main program, which was upstream. So it was good to get that whole background, sectors, different arms, downstream, midstream, upstream, power as well.
I'm like, what? You're trained for the future, you're trained for managerial roles. Therefore, you have to be exposed to everything, all aspects of the business. We're going through all the departments in the organization, even being rotated out of the country.
I must say it has been a journey that's changed my entire life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, professionally. When they say it's the journey of possibilities, I think that's the best way to sum it up. I think that my journey through it has been full of possibilities.
All right, thank you very much. So that just gives you a snap introduction to what we truly are like. Now, just ask a random question. So, because I said we exist in 42 countries, we have country managers of each of our countries. Let me just ask the gentleman, sorry, before. Yeah. How old do you think the country manager should be? How many years experience do you think the person should have?
10 to 15. Probably 14 to 45.
Let me ask you. Sahara Group. How old do you think the person should be, and how many years of experience do you think you should have to actually sit on that seat?
About 15 years of experience, and the person should be about your early 40s.
Okay. We don't have a country manager that is above 35. Yeah, that's Sahara for you. Our country managers in Cameroon, in Uganda, in Tanzania, in Zambia, they are all GMTs who came into the business, and they are literally in their early 30s. Sahara would always give you an opportunity. They will throw you into the deep without the experience and will help you to get the experience you require to thrive. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that exercise. We've actually exhausted
I'm sorry.
a lot of time. No, it's totally fine. But would like to take maybe 2 questions. So if you have any questions, can you raise your hand and I'll come to you.
Good morning. My name is Okay Israel.
I'm sorry, your name is what? Israel.
Okay Israel, yes.
Israel, okay.
So thank you very much for the exposure. But I was going to ask, is there a way to prepare for the GMT program? Are there some things we should work towards getting to the GMT program?
Okay, so I would say the first step really for Sahara Group at the moment, we do not take anybody who has less than a 2-1 at the moment. So you have to have a 2-1 or a first class to even be shortlisted, and then you have to pass the assessment. And the assessments are typically like regular GMAT, aptitude test, and the likes. When you get in there, when you get the opportunity to then come for the assessment center, at the end of the day, again, we're looking for you to put your best foot forward. The assessment center, you'll be given different case studies to work on. And so this is a good time to begin to work on your presentation skills, begin to work on your PowerPoint skills, begin to work to think analytically and strategically, because some of the case studies you'll be given will require you to profess strategic responses. And this question you asked is good. So with the last GMT program we just run, one particular person was not retained. And the only reason was because she had the lowest score. And what placed her in the lowest score? Presentation skills. So when they were put in the different groups and they were required to all present, she just did not perform as well as her other colleagues. And so when the panelists assessed, she didn't get a very good assessment score. So imagine having all the brain knowledge and all of that, because of presentation skills, you don't get the opportunity to be retained.
Yeah, thank you for that. I hope it answered your question. So do we have any other question in the house? Just one more for Sahara Group. Okay, awesome.
Good afternoon. My name is Wilson.
Hi, Wilson.
My question is tailored because you said you take people through equal means, like when you're assessing them. So, for example, my background is in engineering. If I come to your company from let's say, tech role, why would you take me to your power station? Did I really evaluate my skill, my core skills of analysis?
Okay, so one of the things I was going to present, if I had time to go through the slides, is we have different GMT programs in Sahara Group. So sometimes we have the technical engineering programs that are tailored to people with engineering background. And then we have the generic one, which is whether you studied pharmacy, studied law, studied English language, that is different. So for people who go through the engineering program, you will be strictly put in the engineering unit of upstream or power. So we have, for example, the graduate engineering program for our power sector. We have the graduate engineering program for our upstream sector. So for those ones, things are tailor-made to your background. But if you apply for the generic one is you becoming a future business leader in any of our business entities. Because think about it, right? If all you know is engineering, how do you want to run a business? So even when you do come in through the engineering program, sometimes we'll pull you out to go and do operations somewhere else, because we need you to be well-rounded to be able to lead the business. And so that everything you know is not just technical, because beyond the technical skills, you actually need other competencies and skills to run a business. All right.
Thank you so much. I hope it answered your question. So I just want perhaps a lady to ask a question. I mean, you have a lady.
Ladies,
here.
do me well now. You are not happy to see me.
Any lady in the house who wants to throw a question, who wants to launch a question, please raise your hand.
And there is no stupid question.
Yeah, please. Okay, awesome.
You mentioned how rigorous this training is.
Yes.
And you already mentioned some things you have to put your best foot forward.
Yes.
But what advice would you give to someone that just graduated? What to prepare to be able to perform very well for this program? And I also want to ask, how often does it happen?
Okay.
And has it happened already? Because I just graduated and I'm sold already and I'd like to apply.
Okay, yeah, so it happens. So technical ones happen once a year, and the generic ones happen once a year. So the one for 2023 has just ended. We're going to kick off again next year, and we will publicize and make it visible, okay? In terms of what you can do between now and then, like I said, focus a lot on behavioral competencies. What are the things that would help you to answer a case study properly, for instance? So you need analytical skills. You need to be able to think outside the box. You need to learn how to be creative. How do you present a situation? Because whatever assessment we're doing, at the end of the day, you're going to be presenting before human beings. So even how you interact, how you engage, how you answer the interview questions, all of those things matter. And in Sahara, there are two levels of interviews. There's the first one that is very technical in terms of really asking core questions. But the one before the founders, they are trying to look for how well you vibe with us in Sahara. And for that, be yourself, because you either vibe or you don't vibe. That's the truth. So you cannot say, if I'm coming, I'm going to be talking a certain way because I want them to hire me. No. I remember a lovely lady who we interviewed, and Sahara is a crazy place. You know, we say we are mad. My t-shirt says it. So we invited this young lady. She was among the GMT set. And she comes in, and for some reason, when they ask her what are the things she likes to do, said that she likes to work out. And my founders were like, you like to work out? Okay, plank for 2 minutes. If you can plank for 2 minutes, we'll hire you. She planked for 2 minutes. That was her interview end. Yeah. We're mad. All right. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. That was very funny. I can plank. I can plank. I can plank. I am me. Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Ivier. This was a very amazing session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Sahara Group. Thank you so much to Husk, Genesis, and Watsila for this section. And also thanks to the organizers. Remember, this is hosted by EnergyNet Beyond Privilege. And this event I are holding at the same time in Nairobi, Cape Town, and Lagos. Celia, do you have anything? Okay, I'll give you a minute. I know you like telling stories a lot, so just a minute, please.
Sorry, guys, I know we're trying to round this up. So I wanted to make a comment because I heard about 2 people ask them questions on what if you're studying law. Law is very important in the energy sector because we have the regulations. We have regulations on the renewable energy, we have on the clean cooking, we have on the productive use. There are different regulations. So don't just think that if you're in the energy sector, I studied law, what am I going to do? There's a lot you are going to do. So don't ask about what the lawyer do there. There's a lot a lawyer would do. The regulation aspect, you can read about it and know that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that contribution, Celia. Please give her a round of applause. Okay, we'll be wrapping up this section now. I hope you gained a lot from it. So that we'll be having a networking lunch after this. Please do well to network with yourselves, your peers. Do well to network with the companies that are available here. And try as much as possible to take a lot from this program. My name is Bright Nwaneri, and it's been a pleasure engaging you in this session. Thank you so much.